WPSD Local 6, your breaking news and weather authority. This is Local 6 at 6.
As storm victims clean up and slowly recover, they're witnessing firsthand the kindness so many are showing in the form of donations.
Being on the receiving end is a little harder because giving is a whole lot better. But we're very appreciative of all the giving and everybody giving selflessly because it's much needed.
Tonight, we know the death toll remains at 74 people killed in the series of storms that tore through Kentucky Friday night. We're learning the names of some of these people we've lost. In our area, we start in Caldwell County. 4 people have died there: Larry Burden, Rick Carlisle, and Richard and Millie Lipford. In Fulton County, Wade Lyle died. And in Lyon County, a 98-year-old woman died. Her name was Evelyn Rattay. In Graves County, 21 people have died. 8 of those were from the candle factory. The Courier-Journal is reporting 3 of their names: Devin Cunningham, Robert Daniel, and Jill Monroe. Others not at the candle factory include Jahal Dunbar and Janine Denise Johnson Williams. Governor Andy Beshear says more than 100 people are still unaccounted for all across the state. As cleanup continues this evening and throughout the rest of the week, Beshear says it's nice to finally start moving forward.
I tell you what, it feels pretty good to not just be pushing this stuff out of the way, but to be loading it up and taking it out of town. There's something therapeutic about taking that chaos and destruction and death and getting it out of some of those areas.
Beshear also gave an update on the candle factory after last night's report that everyone has been accounted for in that building. He says the state is still trying to verify those numbers, but if it's true, it's great news.
If you saw it in person, you'd believe that's a miracle. The level of absolute destruction in one place is hard to describe.
The governor asks anyone from the factory that has not already done so to check in with KSP at his house ministries in Mayfield. If you need transportation getting there, call the number on your screen, 1-888-880-8620. The Kentucky Division of Occupational Safety and Health Compliance is reviewing what happened at the factory Friday night. The governor said this is routine for whenever workers are killed on the job. That review will take about a month to complete. And happening now, local officials in Mayfield continue to ask people to stay off the road as many are still impassable because of debris. As of late last night, workers had cleared about half the roads that needed work. If you come across a blocked road, there's likely not a marked detour. You're asked to use your phone's GPS to navigate around it. Again, all travel within the damage zone should be limited to direct recovery efforts or essential travel. And we spoke to one man who lost everything but is still finding ways to help his community. Adrian Puckett was at home with his wife in Mayfield when the storm hit. The tornado took everything from his house to his Ford Escape. Almost all of his material possessions destroyed. But even during the chaos, he's taking time to serve others by cleaning up debris and helping people find lost items.
Everybody's trying to help out a little. I mean, as much as they can. I mean, sure, everybody lost everything, but I mean, like I said, you can't really replace anything right now. You need to help more community.
Puckett is staying with his sister and her husband in a different part of Mayfield. Looking ahead, the president will be in Kentucky tomorrow touring storm damage. The White House says Joe Biden will attend a storm briefing with emergency officials at Fort Campbell and then head to Mayfield and Dawson Springs to see the damage firsthand. The White House says the Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, has already delivered dozens of generators, 30,000 meals, 90,000 water bottles, 4,500 blankets, and 2,100 cots to families in need.
Now, your Weather Authority first forecast.
All right, let's take a look at what we know so far in terms of the tornadoes from Friday night. In terms of the Paducah area that's covered by the Weather Service, a 128-mile-long path so far. Remember, that excludes northwest Tennessee. The official rating and details will be due within a couple of days. The folks at the Weather Service at Paducah are coordinating with multiple offices. They're using drones and aerial support. It's a lot of work, but they are making good progress with it. So starting just over the Tennessee-Kentucky border through Princeton and Interstate 69, that's been confirmed as a 128-mile straight path of a tornado. The yellow from Lake County, northwest Obion, down into the Boot Heel. We're still waiting on the Weather Service in Memphis to finish that. Should the whole thing be a continuous path, that would be about 250 miles and would be the longest tornado in history, but we're unsure of that because we think it could have lifted in Obion County. We'll talk more about the rest of the tornadoes and some rain on the way coming up in just a few minutes.
New at 6, another candle factory employee is speaking out tonight in an exclusive interview with Local 6. This after Friday's tornado leveled the building. Local 6's Jack Kane live for us in Mayfield near the candle factory. So Jack, what did he say happened that night?
Todd, I spoke with John Lawson earlier today. Now, he says the night of the tornado, 2 to 3 supervisors told employees at the candle factory that they weren't allowed to go home, and it was company policy to keep them there. Now, Lawson also says that if employees said that they were going to leave, they were threatened with the fact that they wouldn't have a job in the morning.
I can't believe that they kept us there, knowing. And come to find out from the supervisors that they knew hours before it was getting to us. I don't know how someone with a clear conscience could do that.
Lawson isn't the only employee to speak out about the candle factory. NBC News also spoke with about 5 employees who have the same exact story as Lawson. I did reach out to the candle factory spokesman, Bob Ferguson, who says that all of these claims are untrue. Employees were able to come and go as they pleased that night without any retribution. Live in Mayfield, Kentucky, Jack Kane, WPSD, Local 6.
All right, Jack, thanks. Tonight at 10, watch Jack's exclusive interview with Lawson as he recounts being inside the factory during the tornado. Central Elementary School in Marshall County is serving as a donation hub for the area. And if you're a storm victim who needs help, the hub is open daily from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tonight, we're hearing from victims who are benefiting from your donations. Local 6's Kaylee Anderson joins us. So, Kaylee, what can people expect when they go?
They can expect to walk away with a cart full of whatever they need. They have cleanup supplies, canned goods, and clothes. But people can also expect to be greeted with a smile and open arms.
They've already deposited.
It's all hands on deck at Central Elementary School.
She needs boxes like this.
The gym now serves as a donation hub for storm victims like Alistar McKenna O'Neill.
This was a garage, but it's gone.
But pictures don't do it justice. Some of her neighbors in the Bryansburg-Tatumsville area are left with only foundations.
Everybody has been showing up. This is an amazing community.
People from the community have donated everything from canned goods to sleeping bags. If you need help, all you have to do is show up. Volunteers will walk you through and lend an ear, but it's not always easy asking for help, especially when you're used to giving.
Being on the receiving end is a little harder because giving is a whole lot better. But we're very appreciative of all the giving and everybody giving selflessly because it's much needed.
Michelle Tapscott and her 2 sons came to Central needing help and were overwhelmed by the support from the community.
There's hope of moving on, you know, it kind of gives you hope.
Tapscott says it will take years for people to rebuild, but because of the support from the community, they won't have to do it alone. They are asking people to donate tarps, ponchos, and wheelbarrows, especially because of the rain later this week. Todd?
All right, Kaylee, thank you. Central Elementary will be open again from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day. If you would like to donate, they are asking for new items. In Tennessee, the spirit of hope is alive and well. That's despite severe damage in places like Dresden, Kenton, and Reelfoot Lake. My co-anchor, Jennifer Horbelt, headed to Sandburg today. She heard yet another incredible story of survival and good humor in the face of disaster.
Watch your feet.
We lived here in this house for 42 years.
42 years.
Moved in on Thanksgiving Day, 1978.
Yeah. Now the Griffins are forced to leave. Their home partially stands, but is not safe. They've lost just about everything, except.
Somebody said the other day, said, you lost everything, you're still laughing. I said, what's the need of crying?
Robert is funny, and the tornado isn't stopping that. He even got me.
Turn that light on right there.
You're real cute. Joan's used to the jokes. You two have been married for how long?
55 years. You know, this is all, you can replace all of this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, this is replaceable.
You have each other.
Yeah.
Not half bad. On Friday night, they hunkered down in this closet and prayed.
I was over there. He was sitting up here. We had our steel pots on our heads.
It's the little things in this house that surprise you. Trash, yes. Leaves and debris, sure. But also,
parts of the Griffins' home are just gone, like this, their laundry room.
One thing that remains, though, the folded sheets.
Oh, there's AJ's pictures.
Yeah.
That's my great-grandson, one of them.
Finally, this sign of God's presence, literally, be still and know. What does it mean to you now?
We're not upset or nothing. You know, we're
just know that God's got in control.
Yeah, plain and simple. We're blessed.
Yes, we are.
Blessed, alive, and ready to rebuild. In Sandburg, Tennessee, Jennifer Horbelt, WPSD, Local 6.
And they do plan to rebuild both their home and Robert's workshop. Director of Obion County Emergency Management, Danny Jowers, told us tonight at this point they've only received a partial disaster declaration for emergency services.
Your breaking news and weather authority with Todd Faulkner, Jennifer Horbelt, Weather Authority Noah Berggren, and Jeff Bidwell Sports. You're watching Local 6 at 6.
New at 6, I think we can all agree this tornado has really brought out the best in people from all over the country and state, and especially right here in our neighborhood. We continue to see all kinds of stories about people just helping other people. Today, we stopped in Mayfield, where a local business there was serving breakfast to tornado victims. We met one woman who's lived in Mayfield for 6 years. She said at first it was a little difficult for her to adjust to living there until she really got involved and got to know the true heart and spirit of the town.
I met the people like these people here, what Mayfield's really made of, and how to see everybody come together, even the people you didn't think would step up, have stepped up, and it's just overwhelming and amazing.
The woman told us the whole situation's changed her outlook on the community and helping others. And many of you have called, emailed, asking us how you can help. There's so many places to donate money, resources, time, and we've made it easy for you to find all those details and contact information. First, go to WPSDlocal6.com. Look for this story on the homepage. It's titled How to Help Tornado Survivors. In the story, we've put together a list of donation centers and shelters for both Kentucky and Tennessee. You can find specific items that shelters need donated. Also, how you can drop off monetary donations or donate money online. Quick note, the Mayfield Messenger and Princeton Times Leader will publish as scheduled for delivery tomorrow. They will be delivered where they can safely be thrown. The PACs and media group's also printing additional copies for the community that needs information about the storm and recovery efforts, and it's free. To find a pickup location, visit this story at WPSDlocal6.com.
All right, we'll have some new information about the status of the storm surveys of our tornadoes from last week and get you prepared for what's going to be both a windy and wet few days ahead in the exclusive hour-by-hour forecast. A reminder of the enhanced Fujita scale. That's what it stands for, invented by Dr. Ted Fujita back in the 1970s, who is really the pioneer of our modern understanding of how tornadoes form, and we rate them. We're going to probably certainly fall on the right side of this scale in the E of 4 to E of 5 range, which will be, regardless, the impact at the end of the day is irrelevant with this rating because people are devastated and we've had a horrible event. But in terms of the actual rating, it's going to end up being an E of 4 or an E of 5. Quick recap, we're still waiting from the Weather Service in Memphis to cover the path from Jonesboro to Obion. If they determine it lifted in parts of Obion, which Trent, Kaylee, and I think is probable, then it won't be a continuous path. So that's an interesting little wrinkle to that nuance, with the track analysis. We'll see what comes of that. New Bern to Kenton, Dresden, Cottage Grove through Puryear, Tennessee. That was an EF3 tornado with winds of 160 miles an hour on the ground for 72 miles. The part in yellow through northern Stewart County towards Fort Campbell and Pembroke yet to be completed. There's a lot of ways to express how insane Friday night was. Here's another for you. The blue triangles indicate our seismographs for earthquakes. With that, the colors on here show you the rotational swaths from the radar. We actually had waves of energy picked up from the seismographs as the tornado went through. I just found this out earlier today. This is the seismograph from Fulton, Kentucky, and if you look up here, the ground was vibrating as the tornado moved over. At one point, over a mile wide as it crossed through Tennessee and Kentucky. We continue to have everybody in our prayers, and again, as we find out more about that, we'll continue to share it with you. Not welcome winds, though, for tomorrow and Thursday, so recovery efforts, be aware from that first. And second, the prospects for rain, particularly Friday afternoon, Friday night, and Saturday morning, which will be heavy at times. But thankfully, the light at the end of the near-term tunnel is Sunday, which will be sunny. Another record-setting day today. 69 is a new record in Paducah for the high temperature. Also Carbondale, 68 degrees. The average for today is only 49. Tonight's forecast: 50s, 50 Princeton, 53 in Mayfield, 55 in Paducah, mid-50s as well in Illinois and Missouri. Winds are going to be pretty gusty tomorrow here 7 a.m. That's because there's a developing storm system heading up into the high plains. Here's how things look tonight heading into tomorrow. Notice we're going to be pretty cloudy. Here's 9 a.m. tomorrow, 2 p.m., 6, 7 p.m. A lot of clouds, small chance of a sprinkle tomorrow, but not a big deal. Next notable rain chance will be coming down from the north on Thursday. I think rain starts at about 6 to 9 a.m. Thursday in Illinois, Missouri, between 9 a.m. and noon across West Kentucky. Afternoon if you live in Tennessee. So showers, gusty as well on Thursday. South winds up to 25 miles an hour. Friday morning there will be some non-severe storms with some lightning and thunder and gusty winds. Maybe a little bit of a break Friday afternoon, then more heavy rain and a few non-severe storms Friday night into Saturday morning. At this point, much colder and clearing Sunday, Monday, and next Tuesday.
Well, coming up in sports, more information on how Murray State is helping with the relief efforts for those affected by the recent tornadoes. But first, the Graves County football team was out in full force today helping with the cleanup effort in Mayfield. Hear from the Eagles next. You're watching WPSD Local 6 at 6. On the football field, Graves County and Mayfield are the biggest of rivals. Off of the field, many of them are best friends and even family members. And for the Graves County football team, today was all about helping those neighbors, friends, and family in their biggest time of need.
You can't even describe it, and it's just, it hurts your stomach looking at it.
Graves County football coach Nick Kemp, like everyone else, was blown away by the devastation in Mayfield from Friday night's tornadoes.
One of our assistant coaches lives just, his apartment was just right over here, and in there yesterday helping him clean that out was just, thanking God that he was alive.
This morning, Kemp, along with his assistant coaches and players, were doing their best to lend a hand, cleaning up a dentist office and a law office run by Kemp's older brother.
This is where I go to the dentist at, so it just impacts everybody in the community.
And his players were more than eager to help, already starting this process before their head coach could even send out a text message.
It's the community we grew up in, we play for, and seeing it like this is kind of hard. But we're trying our best to get it back to where it was.
We're family here in Mayfield, and we all were itching to get out here and help as soon as it was safe to come out here.
It was help that hasn't gone unnoticed amid all of the support this community has received.
I let them know that I was in need, and of course they're here at 8 o'clock in the morning with tons of football players and coaches and knocking it out, and it shows a lot of character on their part.
We couldn't have probably done it, and it's very unexpected. And to see these young people out here, it gives us older people a lot of hope. It will be an imprint on their mind for the rest of their life.
It's a sentiment that these Eagles agree with.
No matter what you are, like a Cardinal, an Eagle, a Republican, a Democrat, everybody's together and trying to get this community back to as strong as it was.
Well, the Eagles also made their way to other residential areas in the area to help with the cleanup process. It's something that Kemp tells me they'll be doing as long as they are needed. Well, just a reminder for tomorrow night, the Murray State Racers will open up free admission to tomorrow night's home games. The hope to give those helping in the relief efforts a much needed break. They'll also be taking supplies at the games, asking for water, toiletries, and baby-related items. The night begins at 5 p.m. with the beginning of the women's game against North Alabama.
Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, 66. It will be windy tomorrow, winds up to 30 miles an hour. Thursday, winds up to 25 miles an hour. So recovery, take note of that if you're going to be outside. If you, unfortunately, guys, have stuff that's exposed to the sky, you got to be prepared for some rain. Maybe try to cover it over with a tarp or get it somewhere indoors, because showers Thursday, could be some heavy rain and non-severe storms Friday into Friday night.
All right, Noah, thank you. And thank you for watching WPSD Local 6 at 6. We'll see you back here tonight at 10.